Hi, this is Brandon Smiley, co-owner of Thirst. Today we're going to talk about an issue we see whenever we evaluate our clients and athletes, and that's a hip shift. So basically what happens is the athlete or client sits biasly towards one leg or the other, whether that be the right or the left. Generally, anatomically speaking, it's going to be more towards the right hip. So whenever we go to do some kind of squat variation, we're going to see them sit into that hip. So Andrew today doesn't have a hip shift, but if he had one, we're going to overemphasize so you know what to look for when you see it. Andrew's going to do a squat, and he's going to sit into his right hip. So as you see, he kind of biases his right leg. So we don't know what that cause might be, but you can go ahead and do another one, do a couple of them. That could be that just his right leg stronger than his left. He could have some internal and external rotation issues going on in his hip. He could have a glute that's not firing or sequencing quite as well as the other one. So we're going to show some things we do correctively to help fix this so that we can get your athletes to squat up and down and then reduce their injury risk. Okay, so here we've now got Andrew on the ground. So we're going to do some breathing exercises. This is a 90-90 hip lift breathing exercise. So what we're going to have Andrew do, he's got his legs up against the box or flat surface. We got a foam roller in between his legs, so this gets his adductors to recruit and turn on. And what we're going to have Andrew do is we're going to have him lift his butt off the ground just a little bit, have his hands right here on his belly so that he can feel his breaths into his belly, so to speak. And then as his butt's raised off, he's just going to lightly squeeze the foam roller. He's going to drive his heels down so that he feels his hamstrings. He's going to take a big deep breath in through his nose for about 3 to 5 seconds. He's going to blow out as hard as he can. He's going to feel his ribs completely drop. He's going to feel his abs turn on. He's going to feel some hamstring pull. So you're going to do 3 to 5 breaths here. I'll let Andrew do one more. And what that does is that just gets our pelvis, try to get it back to neutral. We want to feel what this feels like. I'm going to have Andrew relax real quick. All right, so now what we're going to do, because he sat into his right hip, we need to work on what's going on with the left hip and the right hip independently. So what we want from this hip, generally when they sit into their right hip, we have too much internal rotation on the right and we have too much external rotation on the left. So our pelvis is sitting like this. So we need to get Andrew's pelvis to probably sit more like this. So what we're going to do is we're going to go back up into that position, that hip lift. And then now what we're going to do is we're going to remove our right leg off the box. We're still going to hamstring curl. We're going to try to actively take this knee, shove it down towards the ground. This knee is going to actively try to come up towards the ceiling. So we're going to try to make this foam roller roll this way. And then he's going to do the same breathing patterns that he did with both legs. So he's just going to breathe in through his nose, out through his mouth really hard. He's going to blow out hard, really feel his ribs drop. And then same thing, breathe in again, and then back out. So we're trying to get the pelvic floor and the diaphragm aligned into that hip position. All right, go ahead and relax, Andrew. And then now we're going to go on our side, and Andrew's going to take this band here that we got, and he's going to put it around his legs. We're going to take that from him. And so now he's going to lay on his right side. The band's going to be around both knees. And he's going to be in a 90-90 position again, but so his butt's going to be up really close towards the box here. It's like he's in a really deep squat. And then he's going to have both of his heels and feet together as close as he can get them, which is going to feel really awkward. Okay, he's going to be completely rolled over. Go ahead and bring your shoulders back here towards me. There you go. We're going to use our foam roller as a pillow. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to do the same breathing that we did, but now what we're going to do is we're going to take our right knee and we're going to shove it towards the ground. So we might have to adjust his feet here just a little bit. Go ahead and go closer to the ground, Andrew, with your feet. There you go, right there is good. He's going to take his right knee, he's going to shove it to the turf as hard as he can. He's going to take his left knee and pull it back towards him. He's going to see that huge shift, so it looks really, really like, man, that right knee is really far out in front. But he should feel this adductor once he starts breathing. So once we got there, he's going to stay rolled forward. Now he's going to breathe into his abdomen again the best he can, so to speak. Breathe in through his nose, out through his mouth. He should feel his left adductor really kick on. And he's going to breathe again. So if I feel this right here, that means I know he's breathing really well where I want him to breathe. I don't want to feel breaths up here. I don't want to see his rib cage rise. We want to see everything stay connected. One more big breath. And then Andrew relaxes. And then we can do 2 or 3 more of those if we need to. Okay, now that we've done some of our breathing exercises, we're going to have Andrew take this band and we're going to put it around our right leg. So he's going to put it, just his right leg. Yeah, just your right leg. Like that. And then I'm going to have him put his left leg in it too. So he's like this. And then all I'm going to do is I'm going to grab this band and I'm going to pull. Okay? So now what Andrew's going to do is he's going to do a body weight squat for me, but he's got to really push that right leg out hard. So one of the issues that Andrew was having with his squat is that he can't externally rotate his left leg as hard as he can or his right leg as hard as he can his left. So what this is doing is making him abduct his leg, his right leg, but his left leg can stay in normal or neutral. So this is going to try to force him to actually sit more square. So go ahead and do one more, Andrew. All right. And then what we do to do the opposite of this, what we're going to do is we're going to take the band now around his side. Okay, so he was sitting into this hip. So now what we're going to do is we're going to take the band and we're going to pull it towards his right. We're going to try to favor him into that bad movement pattern that's going to force him to have to sit into his left. And this is called R&T training. So it's going to basically teach the body how to do what it needs to do by biasly trying to get it to do that by using a band or a weight or some kind of external resistance. Have Andrew do one more. And then we take the band off, and then we just have Andrew just do a regular body weight squat, and then he should feel like he's squatting almost left, but you'll actually see he's probably actually squatting straight up and down pretty fluidly. His hips probably feel pretty open, and overall the squat looks better. So that's how you go from doing assessment to breathing to some quick drills that you can do, and then you can go right into your lifting, and then you should be good to go, and hopefully that will clear up your hip shift over a period of time if you continue to do that. If you have any questions, just visit thirstgym.com. Have a good day.